Welcome to our channel. If you're looking for helpful information and touching stories, you're in the right place. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss our special video coming out tomorrow. Join us as we dive into exciting and meaningful content that you definitely won't want to miss. The mystery behind waking up at 3 a.m., what you need to know. Narbonne. 1. Lower melatonin levels, a natural shift in sleep patterns. Have you ever found yourself waking up around 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, unable to fall back asleep? It's a common experience for many older adults, and it's not just a random habit or something that comes with aging. In fact, this early morning wakefulness can happen for several reasons, and understanding why can offer you some comfort. One of the biggest culprits is the natural drop in melatonin levels as we age. Melatonin, often called the body's internal clock, is the hormone responsible for regulating our sleep wake cycle. When we're younger, our bodies produce a steady amount of melatonin each night, allowing us to fall asleep easily and stay asleep throughout the night. However, as we get older, our bodies produce less melatonin. This reduction can cause us to wake up early in the morning, often around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., when our melatonin levels drop too low to keep us asleep. You might find yourself waking up at this time, not because of a loud noise or a bad dream, but simply because your brain shifts towards wakefulness without enough melatonin to keep you asleep. Asleep. It's a natural part of aging, and it doesn't mean something is wrong with your body. It's just a shift that happens over time. What makes this even more frustrating is the impact of light exposure. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to light, even small amounts, like the glow of a street lamp outside or the soft light from a clock on your nightstand. These seemingly minor sources of light can further reduce melatonin levels, making it even harder to stay asleep. Take Harold, for example. He's 72 and has always considered himself a good sleeper. But lately, he's been waking up consistently at 3:15 a.m., wide awake, as though it's time to start the day. Once Harold understood that this was due to changes in his melatonin levels, he stopped blaming himself and began adjusting his environment. He started keeping his bedroom darker, avoiding screens an hour before bed, and taking a short walk in the evening to help reinforce his body's natural sleep cycle. These small changes helped Harold understand his body better and approach his sleep with more care. Instead of feeling frustrated, he now embraces the changes, knowing they are a natural part of aging. Hammer 2. Shifted sleep cycle, the impact of advanced sleep phase. Now, if you're finding yourself waking up at 3 a.m., it's not just about melatonin levels. There's another natural change that could be shifting your sleep rhythm. As we get older, our bodies undergo something called advanced sleep phase. Essentially, your internal clock begins to reset and your sleep wake cycle shifts earlier. This means you're not just waking up earlier because your body is producing less melatonin, it's also because your body is on a new, earlier schedule. Think about it. When you were younger, you could easily stay up late watching TV or hanging out with friends and wake up feeling refreshed. But as you get older, your body's rhythm starts to sync up with the natural cycles of the day more tightly. Your internal clock starts pushing you to sleep earlier, and by the time 3 a.m. rolls around, your body feels like it's already completed its full sleep cycle, even though it's still dark outside. It might be frustrating, especially if your daily routine or personal habits don't line up with this new rhythm. You might notice you start feeling sleepy earlier in the evening, perhaps even before 9 p.m. Without realizing it, your body is already preparing for bed, even though it's not yet time for most people. This shift is biologically driven, not something you're doing wrong, but it can cause a lot of confusion. Take Charles, for instance. He's 68, retired, and used to consider himself a night owl. But recently, he started finding himself wide awake at 3 a.m. every day. He thought he was dealing with insomnia. But after learning about advanced sleep phase, Charles realized this wasn't insomnia. It was his body just following a new natural schedule. He'd been eating dinner earlier, winding down his day earlier, and without even realizing it, his body was shifting into that earlier rhythm. Once he understood what was happening, Charles made a few small adjustments. He added an evening walk to help his body stay awake a little longer, tried to engage in more stimulating activities after dinner, and even chatted with his daughter more before bed. These small changes help shift his sleep window forward, meaning fewer 3 a.m. wake ups and a more balanced routine. This natural shift in your sleep cycle isn't harmful. It's just part of the aging process. Understanding it can help you stop fighting against your body's new rhythm and start working with it. It's a game changer when you realize that your sleep patterns aren't broken, they're just evolving. Number three, physical discomfort and health related interruptions, the unseen factors. Now, if the shift in your sleep cycle and melatonin levels isn't enough, there's another layer to why waking up at 3 a.m. becomes so common as we age. It's not just about your internal clock or hormones. Your body itself can play a huge role in waking you up during those quiet early morning hours. Physical discomfort and health related issues often surface in the middle of the night, pulling you out of your deep sleep and making it harder to drift back off. As we age, our bodies naturally experience more wear and tear. You may start noticing things like sore joints, back pain, or a restless bladder, and these discomforts can become more noticeable when the world is still and quiet. What might seem like a mild ache during the day can become a major disruptor at night, waking you up from the deepest part of your sleep cycle. It's almost like the discomforts that were once easy to ignore during the hustle of daily life now seem to magnify when you're lying in bed trying to stay asleep. Take arthritis, for example. You could fall asleep feeling fine, but after hours of stillness, those same joints that were okay earlier might start aching, forcing you awake. It's like your body says, "Hey, remember me?" And suddenly, you can't ignore it. Or consider the many people who experience acid reflux or heartburn at night. If you've eaten dinner too late or laid down too soon afterward, the discomfort can sneak up on you in the middle of the night, keeping you from getting that restful, uninterrupted sleep. But the physical discomfort doesn't stop there. The need to urinate more frequently is another common cause of waking up. As the bladder becomes less flexible with age, the urge to use the bathroom can strike suddenly, and in the dead of night, it's impossible to ignore. Even something as small as a dry mouth, muscle cramps, or a slight change in room temperature can trigger that light wakefulness around 3 a.m., making it harder to fall back into a peaceful sleep. And let's not forget medications. Many older adults take medicine for blood pressure, pain relief, or heart health. And some of these medications come with side effects like frequent urination, changes in body temperature, or increased sensitivity to noise or light, all of which can make it harder to sleep soundly through the night. Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman, had always been a light sleeper, but for months she noticed she was waking up consistently around 3:30 a.m. After talking to her doctor, she discovered that one of her medications was affecting her hydration levels, causing more nighttime trips to the bathroom. With the help of her doctor, she adjusted the timing of her medication, and that simple change made a huge difference in her sleep quality. The key takeaway here is that waking up at 3 a.m. isn't necessarily a sign that your body is failing. In fact, it's often a sign that your body is still working hard to keep you healthy. Your body is trying to alert you to changes, to discomforts, or even to medication effects. These signals are an opportunity for self care, so don't ignore them. Instead, use them to make small adjustments that will help you get back on track for a better night's rest. Understanding your body's messages can ultimately lead to deeper rest and better overall health. Number four, lifestyle habits shifting your sleep rhythm, the quiet culprit. If the discomfort and health related interruptions aren't enough to wake you up at 3 a.m., your lifestyle habits might be playing a quiet but powerful role in shifting your sleep rhythm. As we age, our daily routines change, and these subtle shifts can begin to signal your body to sleep earlier and wake up earlier, without you even realizing it. The small, seemingly harmless habits you develop over time can throw off your body's natural rhythm, leading to those frustrating early morning wake ups. Think about it. As you get older, you may find yourself eating dinner earlier, winding down sooner, and becoming less active throughout the day. These changes may seem minor, but They're enough to signal to your body that nighttime is approaching earlier than you'd like. Without the daily structure of work, social events, or family responsibilities, your body loses the external cues that once helped it stay in sync with a later sleep schedule. The result? Your internal clock starts shifting naturally, and before long, you're waking up at 3 a.m. with no idea why. Take Walter, a 74-year-old retiree who never thought much of his routine until he started waking up in the middle of the night. His days had become much more relaxed, with no set schedule or commitments. He began eating dinner earlier, around 5 p.m., and often dozed off in his recliner during the evening news. By 9 p.m., he was in bed, but by 3 a.m., he was wide awake. At first, Walter was baffled. Why was he waking up so early, even though he had plenty of time for sleep? After reflecting on his daily habits, Walter realized that these small shifts in his routine were slowly pushing his sleep cycle earlier. The earlier dinner, the less stimulating activities in the evening, and the quieter lifestyle were all nudging his internal clock to reset itself. Once he understood what was happening, he started making changes. He added a short walk in the afternoon to get his body moving, read under brighter lights in the evening, and stopped napping after dinner. These small adjustments helped shift his natural sleep window, and before long, he found himself waking up later and feeling more refreshed. It's fascinating how our bodies adapt to the rhythms we create through our daily habits. Without realizing it, those quiet habits, eating earlier, relaxing more, and losing the external time cues, can cause your body's internal clock to drift. But by paying attention to these habits and making small, thoughtful changes, you can realign your sleep schedule and start waking up feeling rested, not restless. Your body may be telling you something important about your routine, and with a little adjustment, you can make it work for you. 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness when the mind won't sleep. As if physical discomfort and lifestyle habits weren't enough to disrupt your sleep, there's another factor that many people overlook: emotional and psychological restlessness. While you might think waking up at 3 a.m. is simply due to physical factors like a disrupted sleep cycle or health issues, it's often your mind that is waking you up in those quiet, early hours. This kind of restlessness isn't about your body's needs. It's about the thoughts, worries, and emotions that have been buried throughout the day, rising to the surface when the world is still and the distractions of daily life are gone. As we get older, it's common for unresolved feelings, past regrets, or memories of loss to resurface when the mind has a moment of stillness. The quiet of the night, when everything is calm and there are no external distractions, can bring up emotions that you may have pushed aside during the busyness of the day. You may find yourself awake, not because of physical discomfort, but because your mind is sorting through memories or lingering feelings you hadn't realized were still there. It's a subtle kind of restlessness, one that doesn't come with the intensity of anxiety, but rather a quiet, reflective longing that stirs when the world is silent. Consider Gloria, an 80-year-old widow who has spent her days keeping busy with gardening, phone calls to her grandchildren, and watching her favorite shows. But every night around 3 a.m., she finds herself awake, her mind drifting to the memories of her late husband or to concerns she keeps buried during the daylight hours. At first, Gloria thought something was wrong with her sleep. But over time, she realized that waking up early wasn't about her body. It was her heart, her mind, trying to process emotions and memories that had been kept in the background. Instead of feeling frustrated, Gloria embraced these moments. She started keeping a small notebook by her bed, jotting down thoughts that came to her in the quiet of the night. Sometimes it was simply a few reflections, other times a letter to a friend. These small acts of reflection and connection allowed her to express her emotions and calm her mind, making it easier for her to fall back asleep. This emotional restlessness is something that many older adults experience, but it's rarely talked about. It's a reminder that the mind, like the body, has its own rhythms, and sometimes those rhythms come alive in the stillness of the night. If you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., take a moment to listen. Your mind may be telling you that it's time to process, reflect, and let go of what has been quietly lingering. Instead of seeing these wake ups as a problem, try approaching them with curiosity. Your mind is working through the wisdom and emotions of a life well lived, and those early morning hours may just be the time it needs to be heard. We'd love to hear from you. If you've ever experienced waking up at 3 a.m. Or noticed any changes in your sleep patterns, we encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments. Have you found yourself feeling restless or reflecting on past memories during those early hours? What adjustments have you made to improve your sleep, and what has worked for you? Your insights can help others who might be going through the same thing. Remember, you're not alone in this experience, and it's important to talk about it openly. Your story might resonate with someone else who's struggling to understand what's happening with their body and mind. Also, if you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. We've got more content coming your way that dives deep into understanding our bodies, minds, and the changes that come with age. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. There's more in store that can help improve your well being and lead to a better understanding of yourself. We can't wait to read your comments and continue this conversation with you.